I do not care if you are about to join the military, thinking about joining, or already halfway through your contract. This one decision could change your entire career. And the truth is, it only costs you $44. I know that sounds small. It is small, but it is the kind of small decision that creates a massive difference later, because $44 today can save you $44,000 later. It can save you from years of frustration, from signing the wrong contract, from missing the right benefits, from leaving thousands of dollars on the table that you already earned. That is why I call it the $44 decision. On this channel, I show you how 3 years can buy you a lifetime bag. So, subscribe. Let me explain what I mean. When most people join the military, they do it blind. They walk into the recruiter's office with excitement, fear, and zero strategy. The recruiter tells them what sounds good. They sign, they leave, and they think that is it. But they do not realize that one sentence, one job choice, one quote in that contract can shape the entire future. That is the difference between someone who finishes service broke and someone who lives with financial freedom. The only difference is knowledge. And that knowledge is what the $44 decision gives you. See, I created my school community because I kept seeing the same thing over and over again. Good people, hard workers, making small mistakes that cost them everything later. Signing the wrong MOS, going reserve when they should have gone active duty, ignoring security clearance job that could have doubled their civilian income later, missing their BAH while in training because they did not know how it really works, not filing for benefits on time, not keeping documentation, not setting up the VA claim properly. These are not little details. These are 6 figures mistakes. Let me give you an example. I helped a guy named Kevin. Let's call him Kevin. Kevin joined without guidance. He just trusted the recruiter. The recruiter gave him a job that sounded cool, combat support. It was fine while he was in, but when he got out, he realized that job did not translate to civilian work. No certifications, no clearance, no direct path. He struggled for years, bouncing from job to job, trying to figure out how to start over. He finally came across one of my videos and reached out. We talked. I helped him understand how to use his benefits, how to file his claim, how to position himself for federal jobs. Within months, he had a disability rating bringing him $2,000-ish a month and a GS job interview because of his veteran preference. He told me, if I had known this before I joined, I would have picked a completely different MOS. That one mistake cost him 10 years. 10 years of struggle, confusion, and missed opportunities, all because nobody told him what to look for. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine you walk into the recruiter office already knowing exactly what you want. You know which MOS gives you the best transition after service. You know how to make sure your contract includes bonuses. You know how to calculate your BAH. You know how to protect your benefits from day one. That is what I teach inside the community. It is not theory. It is experience because I live it. It is the blueprint I wish someone gave me before I joined. Because when I joined, I made my share of mistakes too. I came to America with little English, no money, no guidance. I did not even know what the letter VA meant. I just wanted stability. The recruiter said, sign here, you will be fine. And yes, I was fine, but I could have been great if I had known the place I know now. I learned everything the hard way, how BAH really works, how to file claims, how to stack education benefits, how to turn one contract into lifetime pay. And that is why I built this platform, because I know what it feels like to start from scratch, to start from zero. I know what it feels like to make mistakes out of ignorance, not laziness. And I never want you to go through that alone. Let us break down the math, because this is where people's minds change. The average person joining the military will earn between $30,000 to $50,000 a year, depending on rank and location. Add a BAH, BAS, medical, tuition assistance, and it can reach $70,000 in total value. But here is the kicker. If you choose the wrong job, if you waste your GI Bill, if you ignore your VA documentation, if you skip the security clearance path, you could lose hundreds of thousands in lifetime value. I have seen veterans leave the service with nothing but memories, while others who play the system right live with 6 figures net worths, guaranteed monthly checks, and career options everywhere. The difference between them is not luck, it is education. That is what $44 buys you. People ask me, why charge anything at all? Why not just make everything free? Because Free information gets ignored. People do not value what they do not invest in. And also because this is not YouTube fluff. Inside the school community, we go step by step. We break down everything from a pre-MEPS preparation to post-service wealth stacking. You get the real numbers, the real paperwork, the exact guidance I use to build my own path to over $4,500 a month that's free for life. It is not about motivation. It is about execution. Let us talk about that $44 for a second, because I know how people think. When you are broke, $44 feels like a lot. You start thinking of all the things you could buy with it: gas, food, a night out, Uber Eats. But the truth is, those things disappear, right? They give you comfort for a day. Knowledge gives you leverage for a lifetime. I want you to start thinking in terms of return on investment. If you spend $44 and the information you learn helps you earn even one extra $1,000 a year, that is over 2,000% return. If it helps you avoid losing $10,000 from a bad contract, that is 23,000% return. That is how smart people think. You cannot build wealth if you only focus on cost. You build wealth by focusing on value. Let me paint you another picture. A young guy named, let's call him Marcus, joined the community before signing his contract. He was about to pick an MOS that looked fun but had no civilian future. We walked him through the options, showed him the jobs that came with certifications and security clearance. He switched. Fast forward 18 months later, he now has a clearance, a skill set that pays 6 figures in the civilian world and a VA claim in progress. He messaged me saying this: that $44 was the best investment I ever made. And he meant it, because that one piece of knowledge changed his life trajectory. That is the power of preparation. Here is what most people never think about: the military rewards planning. If you plan before you join, you can stack every advantage. If you wait until after you join, you are stuck facing mistakes. That is why I tell everyone, it is better to pay $44 now and work in smart than pay $44,000 later facing what you did not know. And that number is not an exaggeration. Missing out on bonuses, missing out on dependence pay, picking the wrong duty station, all of that adds up fast. Now, let us talk about BAH for a minute, because this alone shocks people. When you join the military with a dependent, a spouse, or a child, or sometimes your parent, you get basic allowance for housing. Depending on your duty station, that can be anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a month when you graduate basic training in AIT. But before that, it is based on where your dependent lives. And here is the part most people do not know. You start receiving it during training. From the day you ship out to basic training until you finish AIT or tech school, you are getting that money every single month. Even if your training takes a year or 2 years, that is tens of thousands of dollars before you even hit your first base. Most recruits miss that opportunity because nobody tells them. But if you plan ahead, if you structure your situation correctly, that money can become your first savings account, your first investment fund, your first emergency cushion. That alone can change your life. And that is the kind of pay we teach. Here is another one: active duty versus reserve. Most people do not understand the difference and they pick blindly. If you have nothing going on in the civilian world for yourself, no strong career, no business, 3 jobs, go active duty. Do your one contract. Build your foundation. Let the military pay your bills while you learn, train, and stack benefit. But if you already have something going on for yourself, if you are making good money, excellent money, or studying, go reserve or National Guard. That way, you keep your civilian momentum while still earning benefit. The problem is, most people do not analyze it that way. They listen to friends, recruiters, or random online opinions. But the right choice depends on your goals, your finances, and your timeline. That is the kind of clarity that $44 gets you. Let me go deeper, because I want you to see how big this really is. The military does not just give you money. It gives you access to education, healthcare, real estate, and a lifetime safety net. You just need to know how to use it. The GI Bill can pay you to go to school. VA disability can pay you for life. The VA loan can help you buy a house with $0 down. If you stack them strategically, you can literally create generational wealth. But only if you understand the system. Most people get lost because the system is complicated on purpose. They make it confusing so you do not use it fully. That is why having a guide matters. Someone who has done it. Someone who can show you where the traps are. That is why I built the community, the school community, to be the place I wish existed when I joined. I know some of you are skeptical. You are thinking, I can find all these online for free. And you are right. You can find pieces of it, but you will also find 50 contradictory opinions, outdated information, and clickbait. You will waste months trying to figure out what is true and what is not. Or you can learn it straight from someone who lived it, verified it, and organized it step by step. I do not just give you theories, I give you proof. My own VA benefits, my own results, my own mistakes, my own path to earning over $4,500 a month tax-free while building a 6-figure IT career on the outside. I make almost $300K per year with my software engineering job on the side. That is the kind of roadmap you cannot find for free because it comes from experience, not opinion. And I get it. $44 a month might still feel scary if you are broke, but I want you to think about what staying broke is costing you. Every day you wait, you lose opportunities. You lose money you could have earned. You lose benefits you could have claimed. You lose years you could have spent building instead of surviving. You cannot afford not to invest in yourself in today's world. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to learn how to move smart. That is what this is about. Learning the plays that will make life easier later. Because in the military, small plays like this make big differences. The right MOS can mean the difference between a 40K job and a 120K career. The right timing can mean the difference between getting 2,000 or 4,000 in BH. The right documentation can mean the difference between $0 VA pay and lifetime compensation. All of that starts with one decision: to learn before you leap. When I look back at my journey, I realized something powerful. The smartest decision I ever made was investing in knowledge, not cars, not clothes, not a random subscription. Knowledge, because knowledge multiplies. Every dollar I spent learning about the system came back to me 100 times over. And that is what I want for you. I want you to stop thinking small, stop thinking short term, stop chasing the next check, start thinking about how to build a leverage. The military is not just a job. It is a system that can make you free if you know how to play it. But if you work in blind, it can also trap you. And I do not want that for you. So here's my challenge to you. Take that $44 decision seriously. Not because I said so, but because your future deserves it. Because one day, when you are collecting your benefits, when you are sitting in your own house, paid for with VA entitlement, when your spouse is going to school for free, when your kids are going to school for free, when you have financial peace, you will look back and realize that this was the moment everything changed. You will remember that $44 decision and you will smile knowing it was the best money you ever spent. If you are watching this and you are about to join the military, or you are planning to, or even if you are already in and feeling lost, do not wait until it is too late. Join the school community now. Learn now. Build now. Because 3 years of strategy can replace 30 years of struggle. The link to my school community is in the description. That is where we break it all down. You can ask me questions one-on-one. How to pick your MOS, how to plan your contract, how to maximize BAH, how to stack benefits, and how to set yourself up for life. You will get mentorship, community, and guidance from people who actually did it. It is the best decision you can make before signing your contract. And if you are already in, it is still the best decision you can make before getting out. Drop a comment if you have any questions and I will answer them. Watch the next video on the screen. YouTube thinks it will help you. Subscribe for more play that turns service into freedom. Share this video massively in your group. Thank you for watching till the end. Peace. I'm gone.